basi nikuulize, what do you think?
What do you think? Unless nimepiga hiyo, what do you think? Just isikize, give it time, think about what umse anasema, bonga after, because it's ukianza tu kuongea immediately you will always see your dude kutoka hapo ukimuuliza anything ni kama tu ame switch off like hayuko jua najua hata nikikwambia hautasaidia, so wacha tu ninyamaze ni kuprotect feelings juu nikikwambia ukweli sahii utajam na ukijam
I will have to
mimi nitabidi
apologize.
kukuapologizea na ni mimi ndo nilikuwa
Mimi
na
ndio
shida in the
nimejamba
first
na.
place. So wacha tu ni avoid, and then we end up being in a very odd
energy
space, because that's how many marriages are going right now, because many men are like,
I'd rather not.
I am damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't. Nikibonga babe what's nini, unamwambia ukweli ama swali ka babe, do I look fat in this? She's put on weight after her pregnancy. Will you tell her she's fat? You're damned if you say yes, you look fat. So you don't let me think about living. Just say that's like an actual thing that will happen. Utapata baby fat. Is she fat? If I'm asking, is she fat? Yes, she is. Baby fat. Is she? Does that mean that she's ugly? No. She was carrying life. This is the mother of my children. But when I tell her the truth at that moment, in as much as it's the truth,
but
I'm not lying, itaumiza, it's cruelty.
I feel no, but there's a way you can. Okay, for me, I think there's a way you can. What is it called?
Save the day.
Put the truth out.
There's
a way you can. No, listen. What if saa hii venye unaisema ni you're fat, yes, but does that mean I've said you're ugly? No, you're the mother of my kids, blah, 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 blah. Sindio, what if in that moment when she's asking you, babe, do I look fat? You start with, tunapenda kuambiwa sweet things, I won't lie, right? Already you know where she's going with this. If she's your wife, umeishi na umse unajua pattern zake, you know where she's going with this conversation, right? Start with, first of all,
bigger disclaimer,
because I feel wewe ukiambiwa ukweli like, babe, of course you've added weight because of the pregnancy, but that does not mean that blah 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 blah, because you already know, already you can foresee where her mind is going. What if you catch it before it goes there?
True.
You're making a man do
Just
think like a babe.
No, we just need you to think through the answer.
This is your wife, Andrew.
Let me finish.
Mm-hmm.
So,
sorry.
For example, there is aspects of, even when this question is coming, a lot of times this chap is seated somewhere thinking, hey, once then there's a way I need to get some diapers and some water. Literally, this question has come out of the blue. Like a lot of times when this question comes,
Okay.
It's
okay.
not. You're not thinking.
I'm not even there.
Okay.
So me, my answer is coming. Yeah, like it's not.
Also that you
I'm
go
not.
back.
Yeah, I'm literally. We're not in a space where we're having vulnerable conversations and we are talking and we are now. That is not part of the ecosystem of the conversation we are having. Right now, the conversation we are having, according to me, is I need to sort out this problem and this problem and this problem.
And you're standing in the way of that.
And not even you're standing in the way of that. It's like when Raf was having a thought process. Now he starts having to think, no, by the way, where was I in this train of thought? Where exactly was I? And especially when you're in a problem-solving space as a guy, you need to finish the thought. Because then you can't explain a thought that you've not finished, you know. If you ask me to explain that further, because it might end up being explained that further, bruh, I don't know, because I've not even finished thinking about
it. Then unaniuliza, babe, if I were a snake, would you kill me?
Well, would you?
You're a snake and kill you if you're venomous. What are you asking?
That goes down to that thing of, I get the perspective that you mean.
Yeah.
If we were not in a vulnerable space, you were in your own space, that does make sense. The thing of when you have a thought, for guys, you have to think it through to the end. You have something called single focus, a single
Yes,
awareness.
single
Ours
focus.
is diffuse. That's why I think that's why girls yap so much. We can be talking about 3 different topics in one conversation. Like tuweke your pin, niko like wait, unakumbuka hii time like
Kuna masegways mingi
exactly.
na subplot
But for guys it's like more of a single focus thing. So if I remove you from your space of single focus, of course you'll be like, yeah, you look fat, then you
unarudisha
go back
What?
to the thing that
What
you
was
were
that?
focusing on.
because it's an arbitrary thought now. You're just doing it. Rusha mwambi.
But-
It's now like it's not, it's like a side quest that you don't want to go on yet. Uko like nitakuja kujibu baadaye, nikupe context baadaye. However, the damage has been done.
Has
Usha
been
ujam.
done, yeah.
So he'd rather even pretend not to have had aendelee, ndio afadhali ujam juu hajasikia than ujam juu ya kuambia about anything to do with your body at that point. But either way utajam.
Mimi niko na advice to all the men out there. If it has anything to do with her image, don't respond. Ever. There is no right answer. All your answers are wrong. Because by the time she's coming to ask you that question, she's gone through an entire thought process, which she'll not communicate, but she's a good communicator. And she'll come and ask you for the correct answer
Confirmation bias.
that she knows that you do not know. So don't.
She's come as Elisha.
Eh.
I'm asking you questions that I know the answers.
Yeah, you know,
Hallelujah.
and almost always
Elisha in the
it's a
Bible or-
zero-sum game. Yeah.
Okay.
It's almost a zero-sum game, man, because you already know what you're asking. You already know what you want to hear. Me, I don't know any of those things. You found me at the tail end of your thought process and you want me to
You know
validate
what?
you.
I agree. Please marry your friends. Because at that point, I'm like, you at least need to know something about me to know how to answer that
That is
question.
true. That is true.
I think we
Because
also need
from a
finish your thought.
it's from a pattern's perspective, if you come and ask me that question, I'll be like, umekula, you know, because I'll have seen a pattern.
Huyu amejaa, huyu hajadishi.
Huyu hajadishi huyu.
And she only asks these questions when she's hungry.
Yeah. Or when
Wait,
was the
can
last
you go and
time
eat?
you went for a walk? You know, you realize, yeah, you've been in the house for 6 months or 3 months or 2 months, you know,
Touch grass.
consecutively.
Kola, oh, babe,
Ah.
hebu tutoke kiasi.
Tuende tupige
Hebu
kalap
tushe tu
tu.
mahali.
Mm.
Hata yeye mwenyewe anajua yenyewe ilikuwa mbaya.
I think now that's where the beauty of it comes in. Like when we get to that level of understanding each other.
Yeah.
Like you've already seen, nikiwa hivi, nimeanza kuleta story uko like, umedishi. You already know that, nimeingia kwa your space. I think that's what, but
Mapenzi wewe.
generally, I don't think the mapenzi is the issue. We don't have enough
I don't.
knowledge of the opposite gender. I
That
think
is
that
true.
is something we need
That
to
is
learn.
true.
We need to know how men work, how their brains are wired. They need to know how women work, how our brains are wired, so that when we come into these spaces, at least we have some knowledge. Most people wanna learn wakiwa kwa relationship through the fights and the arguments, and then baadaye ndio mnakaa chini uko like, ai babe, sahi
That was
ulifanya hivi na
trivial.
hivi na hivi. Yeah. Ni watu wanafanya guesswork huku nje.
Si ni kweli
It's
hakunanga
pure guesswork. man.
Pure guesswork.
I have 100 pop.
in my pocket.
40. No, 40 ni ya pombe. 60 shillings ni ya
Yeah.
fair. You guys remember that clip?
Kijana anaenda kuwa msanii unaoma sana wewe. Acha ninyamaze. Nani? No, he's
Oh, mse wa nini? Alipass. Damn.
Kugenya
Is
ni
that-
kudedi.
Sorry,
I'm
there's
fine.
that one thing for it was burning my soul for solving problems. You know, you share and this person says something and you're like, ningenyamaza tu. There was a time I had a situationship going, and one of the things that I hold near and dear is football and watching live games. So there was a specific game for Harambee Stars that I wanted to watch, and I wanted to watch live at the stadium. And I think at that time, you know, this Mohamed Salah guy from Liverpool was also coming to play because Egypt are coming. And I spent the whole week looking for tickets, looking for access and things like those ones, and I didn't find. I was very, very frustrated because I also wanted to start penetrating into the federation space. So there's a whole thought process. And I tell this person, man, I feel like shit. I've not been able to secure this ticket. I can't even find a stream for this. KBC doesn't even show this online. I have to buy a set-top box so that I can be able to view this. And she was like, but you can just see the highlights. And yeah, that was the end of that.
We're like, what?
Yeah.
Let
We're
me-
not going anywhere.
In a perfect world, what would have been the right answer?
I like how you started in a perfect world, because it
Fairs.
rarely is.
Make an effort, see if you can get some sort of access for me.
I thought you said you don't
Ama-
want me to do anything.
No. In a perfect, I'm saying in a perfect world.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Kuniambia, I'll get a second place prize. Doesn't help me.
Kuniambia, you'll get, sorry?
I'll get a second place prize. You can just watch highlights. That
Oh,
doesn't
that's
make
the
me feel
second.
good.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if that was
we
her
can
way of
just-
trying to help?
We can just be friends. That's the same.
So
it's the same
wait.
level.
What she would have done in that situation is try find you tickets?
Or aniambia cheki na kuangana isho max na kuangana KBC. Cheki login we watch ni sawa mtangoja baadaye. Yeah.
What if she
Or
has no
DSTV.
knowledge of football?
Exactly. If she doesn't.
If she
pia
had
haezi
doesn't have
saidia.
knowledge, how will she help you? The only thing anajua ni that kuna kuanga na highlights afterwards.
Sasa ndio ikaisha tu hivyo tu.
I think this is an equivalent of telling someone I want to go do my hair, alafu anakuuliza mbona ufanye. And that for you, you know, is your therapy. Like going to get your nails done, going to get your hair done, and then someone's like, lazima uifanye hii mwezi, si uko na unaweza jishuka ama unaweza jifanyia mwenyewe ama uende tuambie mama mboga afanye kitu. And you know how dear it is.
Okay, Mama Mboga is crazy, but
Yeah, you know how you know how dear it is to you to have it done a certain way or a particular way. So
is
I
this
hear you.
expecting the other person to know how dear it is to you? She has said it was a situationship, so how close?
oh no, there had been inroads. This
Okay.
yeah, this is someone who had complained that I was watching football on a date. So that's
You are come on.
he does that often, guys.
yeah.
Like on a date.
Okay, it's not cheki. Tumeenda kwa restaurant. Mi nilikuwa nimesema ni sawa, mi sitawatch hii game.
Alafu screen iko na
Then screen iko pale bana.
I
Sasa
thought like you're on your phone,
Nah.
like watching.
like no, it's like you know,
Okay, sawa,
it's
unataka
like
niku-
bring your chair here, sit down, we see the game together.
Ask me questions about that thing, but
You know,
I love you enough to tell you napenda stuff.
hey,
Na nataka
know.
tuone na wewe because you matter that much to me.
As compared to
care,
maybe turning your seat and just focusing on her and going home.
But
to
we
watch
can
it
focus
after,
later.
because that wasn't the plan initially.
so why not just go to a place that has
unajua ni wewe
Even
umenia
better.
skiza ni wewe umetupeleka
Not
kwa
for
hii
us.
restaurant
Oh.
ni wewe
Ni
umetuleta
wewe
hapa
ndio
King
umetupeleka.
George.
Umetupeleka
Mimi
kwa restaurant iko na
nimekupeleka,
screen ya
probably
ball.
I'm the one paying. Alafu utakuja kuona football on a date.
Wewe kuja hata wewe tuone ni nini.
wewe mbona ungenipeleka
Ni hawa.
Ni 10
Eh.
ni that
Kwani
what,
nilikuwa naenda
90
kuangalia
minutes
ka
tops.
hoteli iko na
Ah,
TV.
you
Si
know what?
ungenipeleka
Wewe utaona
Sankara penye
highlights.
hakuna nini.
Rafael utaona highlights.
ungenipeleka Sankara penye hakuna TV ya ball
Yeah.
unanipeleka Kengelezi ndio nifanye nini hapo
She's trying to do something nice. And she did it somewhere there is potential of you watching football. Does it matter?
She knew what she
And
Did she?
still complains.
hiyo nikaa kunipeleka strip club
Eh?
alafu unashangaa mbona unaangalia mademu wenye wanang'oa sindini
Don't look
Eh.
at me, girl.
I feel like there's a gray area
Lakini ni
in
jokes.
this
I
situation.
think
Achana na Raf is
Naelewa.
very controversial.
Which tissue? The
Not
one
the
for
the strip thing. I'll
dating thing.
ignore it. No, the TV thing and the date.
Mm.
Like
I thought it was a
if
separate
he's someone
thing.
who likes football, I'm saying there's a gray area there. Your perspective is valid, and also the fact that ameka Judy screen iko pale, I don't expect him to ati akose kuangalia screen sasa aniangalie.
Choose it. Where's your focus? It's like telling me you're on a date and then your phone rings and you just keep checking who's this ring. Unaweka simu kando ni focus.
True, that is true.
True.
But now you're in a place where the only seat that doesn't have access to a screen is the one at the
football is like,
washroom.
what's the word? Like football is where you draw the line. I'm like, kama ni futa manze itabidi. Everything else needs to take us
You see,
back seat.
football is like that spool of wire.
Sorry?
For him, football is
It's
that
like the
spool
spool of wire.
I think you also need to know your man.
Ujue to understand hiki
Unajua
you
unai
know-
dismiss juu wewe unaona tu ni just football, but
No, it's because
But it could be just nails as well.
it's, you remember when in the previous episode we were talking about what is important to you. I think that's a good time to demonstrate because you won't die if you miss one match. I'm sorry.
mi naona ninaona
Like, you know, I take back
you
my words.
literally dismissed
Babe, it's like it's
depth
like
of
he
what he's
tells you.
saying.
It's like he tells you you won't die if you don't make your nails and your hair
Forced
this
to make
month.
nails.
I agree. The thing is, in this situation, it's a matter of there's a date and football at the same time. I'm not telling you can't watch football.
sawa,
Eh.
sawa. And for us,
Mm.
I don't have money for the nails and the hair.
Imagine I'll wait.
No, but I've also told you, like,
Si lazima tufanye
sio lazima ufanye sahi.
hiyo
Nini?
nayo unajam.
Sio lazima ufanye your nails. It's not life or death. You can wait for another month and the money
Leave
comes in.
the life or death thing. Let's
You
go
need
back to the
this.
point you just said, Saizi. About I don't have money for nails. Give me X number. Maybe next week you can go do your nails then. Why would I be angry? Even better, why would I be angry if you said that?
No, I've left with that. It's not life or death. That's what you've led on with.
I'm
That's your
saying I
premise.
retract it. I'm sorry for
You
saying
can't
it.
retract it. It's already in the
have.
open.
Raphael,
You
I have
can't-
retracted my
We have
statement.
listened.
You can't.
We have heard it.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
We have
No.
heard it.
It's the same way.
She
said
has
it.
seen her mistake.
Yes, I've
guys.
taken it
She
back.
has seen her mistake.
Taking it back. The debate here is not just football. It's you are on a date,
You
something
see,
else came up.
when you attack the sensibilities of male
yeah.
passions,
Okay.
there's almost no U-turn.
When you talk, sorry.
The sensibilities of male passions,
Mm-hmm.
there's almost always no U-turn.
You know, fine. There's
Yeah,
no
you-
winning
you-
this one.
you-
with
you
Raf.
just
Sema tu ukweli.
where's the retract?
Ni sawa Raf,
So,
basi.
tuendelee to something else. Sijui hapa mtajabiana ukweli. And in my head,
Ameshaniambia there is no going back.
no, because honestly, because the things everyone holds very dear to themselves and a communication about everything, and there's always nuance to every conversation. Because if your partner knows you well enough to know that this is something you love a bit too much, and you also know that they are looking forward to you going and sitting out, that's the point where words like compromise start to come up, and also forethought also come up, because
Because I told you,
have to think
mi
about.
nimecompromise. Mi nimesema sitawatch hii game, then wewe
Ni
unatupeleka kwa restaurant yenye imejaa tu ma screens.
So if you know, if you there's also
We can make up for the date later.
there's always
Sindo.
No, that's
Don't
not what I'm
taunt
saying.
Don't taunt
That's what I'm saying.
hata
Wezi
msijini-
nipeleka strip club na ujam na bambika na haga.
hiyo ni stupid vizuri.
No, like genuinely.
I'm like,
Genuinely.
usiangalie mademu wengine, but it's a strip.
Ni wewe umenileta.
Strip club
I think that's why I
Hey.
said there's a gray
Wacha
area happen.
niulize
Like you
swali.
need to
Same
know.
context. We're in the street. Kuna madama anapita. Would you still look? No,
That's
kuna mtu.
disrespectful, man. It
Okay.
really depends.
Because
Also,
now at this point it's
also-
just a matter of if
also-
I'm dangling the carrot in
No,
front of a
it's
donkey,
not the
it's
same
still
thing, not the
being
same
by
thing,
it.
not the same thing, because
That's
a
not
strip
the
club
same.
you're literally going there with the agency yako ni kwenda kuona haga.
Ujanipeleka
That's a
town yone
place where people
haga.
are gonna rushiwa do and
Unless amenipeleka Moi
But
Avenue.
yeah,
unatembea
strip club,
town.
fair enough.
Yeah, when you're in town and walking, unless both of you like looking at butts and telling each other, because the couples who I know, hata unachikipenda mama.
Oh, no.
Like, hey, but kubwa. Hey, but I mean, nenda squats, nenda gym ndio nipate ka. It's a banter, it's funny, it's whatever. But mwingine demo wako is probably 1 GB and you're looking at 75 TB out there. Demo wako are feeling insecure or something. I'm like, oh my god, mbona unaangalia kwani those ones are the ones you like? Hapana babe, unajua it's you I love.
Oh, yeah, tusidanganyane.
Itakuwa hard ku
Utaki second place prize.
usifanyane
Interesting. Noted.
disrespectiane tu hivyo kama haijafika ama kama hiyo seed ni yenu juu kila couple have the kinks. Kuna wengine wanapenda kuona miguu, wengine wanapenda kuona forehead.
Ni nini?
Haya,
Hapana,
that's
sikiza.
a link, brother.
Sikiza. Skiza. amesema nilikuwa naangalia chini, akasema miguu nikaangalia hivi, then akasema forward nikakuangalia.
Walalala.
I also
No,
caught
it was
him
just
looking.
it was nuanced.
Acha niulize, like going back to the episode, what have you guys learned? Like probably you were taught as men to do in relationships. The same way I think even for women from a very
quiet.
early. Oh,
You were taught.
you're not.
No, but you're taught by observation. Just be quiet.
Noticing it,
Hakuna
unyamaza
team
tu.
number as a ladies. We've had this discussion before. We were told, sijui kama unakula
Yeah,
nini
don't
kucha,
argue.
hautapata
In
bwana.
fact,
Usiwahi argue na mwanamke.
That's
Hiyo
it.
inakuwa
That's
kitu
the
cha
one
msichana.
That's the lesson we are always told.
Which one?
Don't
Which
argue
one?
with
Which one?
women.
Don't.
Don't argue with. Don't
That's
argue.
that's one lesson
Just
all of
keep
you were
quiet.
taught.
Yeah.
That's like
That's
all of
everything
it.
you needed.
You'd rather shut up
Yeah.
than argue with a woman. That's what every
The
person
Bible you
says.
live with Nini by till today.
Yeah.
It's more or less similar unless
Oh, this one argues.
mimi najuanga so ubaya ni I can be convincing and then it can also be called manipulative because I'm an actor, man. Mimi lazima nikwambie
You have to pick your battles.
I swear, mimi nitakuwa
That is true.
I'll still you always pick your battle go like lakini point yako ni mbaya. Sasa nikupee tu context ukuwe na better points za kuargue.
And the days are also.
Times zingine unasikia argument uko like babe. That's why me napenda smart babes. Ndio hata ni challenge ako wewe ni mjinga man. Wasikuwa nifikiria hiyo argument. Dem ni mnoma. Labda ninyamaze tu ndio ajota nishinda hapa. No, but that's just on a lighter note. But most of us are just told nyamaze. Yeah.
Like you're literally told this.
You're told don't argue. Don't argue with women. Yeah.
Even dads, even ask your brothers, ask your uncles.
The first proper argument that you have with your mom, and you win that argument,
You've lost the.
you are reminded
You've won the battle.
when
lost the.
never. That's the first lesson that you have. At that point, when you've won that argument, and she's pulled the "I'm your mother" card, outranks you,
Leave it
and you
at
go and complain, you're told, "Wait,
unafanya nini?
never argue with women."
Kwa example.
Bro, mimi
Wewe
share.
ushaniona nikiagio hapa.
I think nishaisikia. There's only one point where I out-argued my mom to the point where she woke up the following day. She told me, wow, unajua. She literally was giving me like, lakini unakuanga na points wewe. And then she went to work. And then I was just sitting there the whole day like, yani mamangu admit this. I have made a traditional Meru woman to admit this. She's not a millennial, brother. They go like, umeadmit.
That's what.
Okay, this is bad.
There's
Mwenyewe nilikuwa
something
like,
wrong.
hey
That's
bro,
bad.
hii ni mbaya. This is not
Kuna
a
shida
good side
mahali.
for me. Hapa
I thought that is something good.
no.
Why? were you
Why?
arguing in the first place?
Nilikuwa tu nataka kushinda hii argument.
Why is that
No,
not
I was
something good
young.
if you were
I was
able to
like,
shift
what?
her perspective?
I was like 19, 20. No, she still didn't want. She still wanted to win her because me ni mzazi. I'm like, okay. And then she said some stuff, and then I'm finding loopholes, and then I'm pointing them out to her. Alikuwa na jam.
Hata mimi nitayam. Ala. So nisikize.
And whatever. And then I'm mouthy at that point, and then I'm still creative. So it doesn't help that. It doesn't help to argue with a creative person. Juu anakuanga tu na jibu tu ready. So honestly,
And most of those takujabi.
nasta kuumiza sasa kujamishwa sasa hiki kijinga mbona kinaongea if you argue with a creative utajam by the hata ikuangi nini because you find out yenyewe watu wanakuanga creative for a reason. Try to argue with a comedian utaamini. They'll even make you want to laugh na point yako ama wanakuonyesha how stupid your point is by making jokes out of it and trivializing it, and that's manipulative as hell.
I'm getting the sense it's very. You typically win arguments.
No. I choose which ones to win. Ama niko like, do I actually respect this person enough to let them go away? Ama nataka tu kuudhi mse. Ama I want to see this person riled up.
Yeah, you
Kuna watu
know.
natakanga tu wajam.
You just had a long day and you're like,
kitu weird nione
you know, by the way, no,
Because some of
fuck
them are
you.
just fun.
Yeah, we're gonna fight, you know.
kuna zingine just fun. Ama zingine niko like,
And
is
the
it
thing
worth
about men who are
destroying
in
this
tune with their
friendship?
emotions, you
Can
also,
be very manipulative.
no, you know how to dance around
Manipulate.
it's
Hapo
not
tuko line.
manipulation.
Unakuja tu hapo kwa line uko like ta-ra-ra-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta.
You know how to dance around
Tunarudi.
her deflections.
Eh.
You know how to do this dance because she's gonna keep shifting these arguments. You're gonna start arguing about A, you'll win A, she's gonna
Then you
bring B, you win B,
C,
C,
X.
and
Hadi
it's gonna be like
uko
that. Yeah.
hadi ifike point ya na unaongeanga aje kama mama na ikishafika hiyo point now you're like shit. Okay.
We've reached the end here.
Hii imeisha. This is the end.
Let me ask something.
Eh.
This being taught to not argue with women, do you think maybe it was because of the emotional state that a woman is in when like she's angry? Let me highlight emotional state. If we are angry, my arguments, of course, I will try to win. Ama that dance you're saying, nitakumbuka kitu tulifanya last year, March 22nd at 9 p.m., you know, I'll bring all these things up because I'm in that emotional state. Do you think...
That's so specific.
You're only 16. I'm like, okay.
Do you think maybe you were taught that by your parents, right? Your fathers, I assume? Like
Either
this is
male
Male
figures.
figures.
your male figures. So what if there is a shift to it? Like you can argue with a woman, but only after both of you are in a more regulated emotional state.
It's not arguing, that's having a conversation.
Actually, the thing is, I think to be conflict, arguing and quarreling. The thing is, never quarrel with a woman. Arguments are always put out there. I think arguments are normal discourse, and that's how I see it. The word is quarreling. Never quarrel with a woman ever. Never just quarrel.
But is it just a woman thing or even with a man? Like, why would you?
Wanaume amkorolingi mtapigana.
Men don't quarrel.
Yeah, we don't quarrel with each other. We
And
either
sometimes you pigana just to
you also know.
Ikutoke.
And
you
it's
also
crazy to
know
me.
who you can talk to vibaya. Ama you always know. Unaweza mwangelesha juu unaweza mpiga. Unaweza mjamisha. Ama huyu
And then
sijui.
men wanaweza pigana and the next day they're fine.
Iko tu sawa, yeah.
next day
A few
Hata
days.
nimeenda
Yeah.
mbali sana.
uko na
Tulipigana.
ice pack hapo
Unasema
unasema
nini?
mmebaiana na
Bro,
imeisha.
unasema nini?
Na
High
imeput
school,
like imeisha
form one.
kuisha.
Hata
Form 1
tumeenda
high school.
mbali.
Wesley Mochiemo. That's a friend of mine. Tulipigana form 1 at 4 p.m. before parade. Tumelimana mangumi. By 6 p.m. tukienda tumeshamalizana na si ni mabeshte, tunapiga story. Tuna chill pamoja,
Please
tumerudizana.
explain to me how that works.
Mnakumbuka hata nini?
I need at least
Wewe.
to talk it.
Unakumbuka tukishoot ile ad that some time back. Ile tulikuwa sisi watatu.
Eh.
Wewe unakumbuka venye ball ilikuwa heated bwana. Watu wakaanza
Watu wamejamiana kwa bole. Yes,
and then tukamaliza na tulikuwa tu sawa.
maboys, just boys.
So it's just like removing the energy.
It's catharsis, yeah. It's just catharsis.
What are you talking?
Mnakandana
Actually, by the way, for
kidogo.
us as men, even in that team of ours, the reason we go and play ball is ndio tutoe vitu.
Yeah, baby.
Kwa hivyo half the time hata si labda ni- it's not
matusi
about
zinaflying
you,
kitu
must
hapo
be something
vibes.
they're coming from.
Yeah.
Unakuja tu inatoka. na
Yeah,
hivyo.
you realize this person has had a rough week. That's fine.
Like awesa weja hapo bro. Hii ndio base yako ya kutoa hii stress yote. Unwindia hapa.
It's crazy.
But arguments, I think arguing lazima mtafanya baadaye kivyenu tu. Just now, babe, this is my argument. Da, 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 da.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
might
the
be
other
perspective,
This
this
is yours.
yours,
Okay,
yeah.
Do we have places we can compromise? And what is the truth? At the end of the day, there's always truth that is 100% equal. Whether or not you have different lived experiences and nini, kuna truth equal. Na kuna how both your perspectives align with that truth. And how both of you will probably need to adjust to that. Sometimes it's 97% of whatever he's saying is right, or 98% of what she's saying is right, and your 2% ama 40% of whatever unasema pia is right, lakini azi-align. So kaa chini mkuwe objective about everything, and that way your relationship is in a much better space, because now you also know how to handle conflict and disagreement, because it will always happen in every relationship. Mta disagree juu ya religion ya watoi, if you're not in the same religion, for example, ama hata same church yenye mnaendanga, ama schools yenye mtu yataenda, ama if you need to move, if you're gonna move for your job or not, if you're gonna take another salary bump, or if you're gonna get extra money that will make you move, or you want to leave your career, muta argue about things, how your relationship is, date night, if someone messes up in a quote unquote fatal way, ali, if there's infidelity, there's also something that can come up, because it's a possibility, it's happened. Does it mean sasa, oh, I hate you and whatever, I can kill you, whatever? It's nimbonge.
It's one of the few things I remember Raf mentioning when I was new to the podcast, and it's learn how to fight. Even as a, and I don't think it only applies to real romantic relationships, even friendships, even in the workspace, where you're able to demarcate where business stands and where it becomes too personal. We can also take the opportunity to give women their flowers. What do you think women do that guys actually appreciate?
Exist.
Really? Oh, that's so nice.
I don't know why wanaume tukikaa pamoja tunakuwa tumejam. If we're not doing anything that we can call utility, if we don't have utility with each other, tunaweza kasirikiana. But
like we put you guys in the same room, you just
same
find
room,
something to...
atuna, and we find hakuna mtu akona anything in common, hakuna mtu akona nini, mnaweza jamiana tu ama mmenyamaziana tu, mkutu kuna kigloom fulani kime overwhelm. However, put in an equal number of women there, and all of a sudden men are trying to talk to other women, it's a discourse, or how a life of some guy is without a woman inakuanga odd. Very, and then she comes in na anambamba na some chaos within her. So the chaos, some chaotic energy is very beautiful. Go like, napenda udemazi, hata kama ananiudhingi na nanibo, I still need to feel some of these emotions, because ni kama tu you're like, you exist to make us feel some emotions ujuangi uko nazo. Like, mbona nimejamia ude na mbona ninampenda hivi, and they exist in harmony. I make sense. I think that's one thing naonaga too with especially men who are in heterosexual relationships. Hata nikaa nikisema hivyo juu watu wengine wanachukulia ati it's normal, it's nini. Heterosexual relationships, that just a woman existing in your life, uko like, you actually get quote unquote, I'm about to say something. Some men even get purpose once they have a woman they can call their family. They now have structure, they now have a discipline, they now have a goal to look, something to look forward to. Go like, nikifanya hii tafanya hivi na hivi ndio bibi wangu akwe poa, so that bibi hata si lazima afanye job, anaweza kuwa it's si lazima afanye job, anaweza hata decide.
It's what I said in the last episode, when the man finds ultimately his purpose when he's giving.
He's doing like wacha nifanyie baby wangu kitu a feel poa. Yani many men actually try to get money so that they start families, or they want to be in a position where they can provide for somebody.
This is
it's
true.
never really about me per se, like that. Juu sawa, I can be earning a couple $M a month, and then I realize I'm really lonely. And I realize I'm very lonely. I want someone to share this with. I want someone who can make this a legacy. Women come in and they are adding on so much, as well as una realize sikuwa na perspective ya this and this and this. Many successful men out there are telling guys to marry. I was like, I saw was it Warren Buffett or who? No, there's a guy who's saying that his biggest decision that made him as successful as he was choosing the right person to marry. The right woman to marry change your life. And by women existing, it's just something beautiful. It's hamtoi get too many men have done some damn shit out here,
But we appreciate it.
but
There's
hata tukijaa maji kuhusu madem bado tunapenda madem.
there's a certain warmth that I've experienced with all the situationships, all the relationships, all the dating thingies that have gone on.
Thing is,
There's a certain warmth and there's a certain sort of improvement on a personal level, on a grooming level, on a dietary level, on a on a wellness level as well, that I've picked up that ordinarily I wouldn't have the same outlook, the same approach if I was just surrounded by men. So those are some of the things, man, learning about serums, face creams, bana,
Ile serious.
Inaitwanga jogwasha, ama
this
inaitwanga
just
nini,
doesn't
ama
happen,
kanini
man,
fulani.
it's
Bado na kamawe fulani ukaona.
yeah.
Mawe ya uso.
Guasha.
Oh, mimi ningeshanga. Oh yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
essential oils and all these
Na
things and
exfoliating.
whatnot. Exfoliating, face mask. Hizi vitu ni tamu bwana.
Unarealize unahitaji towel more than moja. Wewe ujuangi hiyo stuff wewe. Unaweza nikani jokes. Wewe sume unakuanga na towel moja tu. Bas.
Yeah, it serves everything.
And then all of inakupa inapanguza miguu, kichwa, sura, gonads, whatever. It's a all purpose. Mafuta yako ni moja. Ile tu ya ni lotion kimoja tu ulinunua matime, ama ni coconut oil fulani ulinunua, ama Vaseline fulani kwanga ya nywele, ndevu, sura, miguu, mikono.
Ndio
All
maana
purpose.
shampoo zetu zinakuanga 16 in 1.
Maze, shampoo hata unaweza weka kwa gari na ianze. Unajua? Unasema nini wewe? Buda.
First, I agree.
Ni bad.
Yeah.
And then you find a woman who comes and is telling you, babe, let's have throw pillows. Hiyo ni nini? Ati babe.
Then una realize unaketi kwa couch and you're like, na hii pillow ni tamu bwana.
Man, unakalia kikitu uko.
Like, okay.
Mnapenda comfort vizuri, like mnajua kuwa comfortable. Wanaume
Ulikuwa unaketi
tunaishi.
tu.
Ulikuwa tu uko kwa hadi unajiuliza, "Mazi nilikuwa naishi aje bila do?" You realize some things and huko una imagine unapata bafu iko na shampoo, iko na shower gel, iko na sijui moisturizers. Unashanga hizi zote ni za nini? Nilikuwa naishi aje hivi? Every time kila kitu inanukia vizuri, uko na fabric softener kwa nguo. Kuna watu hawajaitumia hizo trust. Kuna mtu amekuwa akitumia omo
Na ni mama kipande.
ama
Sababu
kipande
ni
safi.
Jamaa.
Mresha amekuja all of a sudden ameenda kajua pale anaweza tafuta washing machine safi. Nguo zako they always smelling nice. Zinapigangwa pasi. Unachaguliwa colors zina make sense. Uko man, how was I living
Pango
before?
kapangika.
You don't, it's not that this is your mother or something. It's just that enyewe ulikuwa you never thought hard about some things. And then all of a sudden unaona bibi yako or your wife anakufanyia hizi vitu and they love doing it and they enjoy just making that home and whatever. You're like, yeah, this is beautiful, man. Ama you're just your girlfriend telling you, hey babe, I would try this one and this one and you're like, but that's sijafikiria hiyo. And it's beautiful, by the way. It's really beautiful.
I know this episode has been running for a while.
1.5
So-
hours, if I'm not wrong.
What?
No.
6:30 p.m.
Jesus.
AM,
p.m.
PM. I want to ask, let me ask
Yeah.
each of you one question and then I'll let Tracy ask a question if she has one. I'll start with you, Mugambi. What advice would you give women trying to better understand men?
Hiyo ni mtego.
My
What
mind
hiyo
was
ni
like, shut the
mtego
fuck up.
mbaya.
Well,
It feels like a trap, man. What advice would I give women who are trying to understand men better?
or their partner in this case.
Many times, if you ask him something and he gives you a straightforward answer, listen to that straightforward answer first. No, he's not lying at that point.
When he says he's fine.
Akikwambia kitu mara ya kwanza, we sikiza hiyo tu. Because we want to be as straightforward as possible in comms. Skiza hiyo tu kwanza. Because that's the best. That's the first answer. Never make him feel like haezi kukwambia kitu.
I think Andrew should respond.
Hata Andrew abonge by the way.
Oh, I'll have a question for Andrew then.
Okay.
Never make your man feel like haezi sema kitu. Na to you, because once una dismiss kama mtoto especially, you have lost that man forever emotionally. You've just lost him. Be the safe haven for him to be intimate with you physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, every kind of intimacy spectrum. Be that safe haven for them the same way you want them to be that safe haven for you, and or in your way of making it like that. Yeah.
Thank you. And then Raf, what advice would you give men about loving women well?
Loving women well.
I was trying to think through whether the same advice would apply. Wait, no, wacha nisikie Kenya atasema.
Is it the context of a serious relationship?
Yes, let's talk about this. Why? There's a difference to the answer.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I'll appeal to their sensibility. So this answer might sound very crass and very unpolished. But how you take care of her in your 20s and your 30s defines how happy you guys will be together in your 40s and 50s.
Explain. Elaborate.
That's the full statement.
Okay.
You see, he's nodding. You understand?
Oh, okay. It's a message for the men. Andrew, you're nodding? Or shaking?
Shiva.
Oh, mbona unaangalia Tracy? Let me ask Andy his question. Hey. How has your perspective on women changed as you've grown older?
It's going to become radical.
Hey.
You stop soaking, bwana.
Oh my god.
How do you know what that means?
What?
Soaking.
Like the sponge thing. So you had said it in an episode. Yeah.
Good job. Good
You
job.
thought.
Personally.
We catch a minute.
Okay, it's almost 3 part. Part 1. Whatever a woman says, I believe. Yeah, so that's what has grown older. So, like, if you tell me I hate kids, I'll believe you.
Facts.
If you tell me I'm not delusional anymore, say, oh, you know, women are naturals, that's some bullshit. If you tell me this, I believe you. If you tell me I like you, I'll believe you. There's what you say, I believe. I'm not going to become delusional about what you say and what you do and whatever. Okay? I've come to believe that statement that people always misuse and say, if you wanted to, you would. Also for her, if she wanted to, she would. So personally, I look at it from a perspective of how I look at women is I know who's for me and who's not. And I'm very okay with that. I don't kill myself about, it's just life. If you're not gonna work, you're not gonna work. It's very basic. The third part to this piece is just, as Raf said, how you take care of her in your 20s, 30s, and maybe early to mid 40s is how she'll take care of you and your kids in your 40s, your 50s, and your 60s. This being said is because a woman who's in your life to always just grow what you have. So if you have something, she'll grow it. But pia kawe ni dogo modhi, and you have nothing. Nothing.
DH.
You're empty. And there's nothing to grow, so she won't be there. She won't, and she literally, when I say she won't be there, she might be there physically, but she's not there mentally and spiritually. And something I've seen, and emotionally, something I've seen maybe through observation of guys who, can I say, also have no backbone, but guys who
Somebody backless.
Kadera. So it's like,
Ushaiva dera.
mi nataka dera by the
He
way.
was an ugly
Kama unaweza
woman at
nipatia
some
dera
point.
inaweza ni help.
What? Dress fulani. Kafupi.
Umesema?
Mi nadai
Anataka
dera.
dera.
Oh. Ushaiva?
Zi, nataka kutry kwani
Ni kama kanzu, si ndio?
inakaa freeing as fuck. Like, okay.
It is.
Where was I?
As a society, we just decide.
To wear deras. All of us.
Walai.
Men and women.
Manze, Wasomali wanavaa tu leso hapo juu na amwajaji. Awajaji wako na mabibi wanne.
Dera ina.
Shit.
Saa zingine wanavanga towels.
Bro. Na wanatembea hadi kwa super. It's normal. Ni mbaya.
Towels.
When they go for Hajj in Mecca. I remember in the airport, it's just a group of men with towels. It was
Na washtuki.
strange sight.
Bambuki.
So, lastly,
Sorry.
I think with how I look at women now, I look at them as the missing link to certain things I want to achieve. So there's puzzles in my life that I need to achieve, and a woman is the only thing that would come here and put those puzzles together. Okay, great. Granted, right now I live in a very nice one bedroom kiwanja. My priorities are very different. You know.
Ngoja, ni one bedroom kweli? Ni 1.5?
Okay, yeah, 1.5. But you know.
You have ni nini bro?
Anakuanga na karum fulani. ile studio ya Pangani.
Ni triangle. Imetengenezwa na Maina. Maina ndio alijenga hiyo nyumba.
Maina and Sons.
Literally it's a triangle. A very oddly shaped triangle, in fact. It's not properly shaped. See ile ya Benz.
It's a scalene triangle.
It's a scally.
That one.
Oh my god. Imekuwa wide tangu nisikie one. Scally.
So I think that's like what I've learned. It's like I've learned to appreciate them for what they are and how they are, and not try to change them. Because personally, I like things a certain way, and if you know me well enough, you know I like things a very particular way, like with everything, even my
I
food.
like your waist in particular.
So yeah, there's a thing where it's like, okay, now I'm coming to learn people. Wait, nani? Bado niko hapa.
You like his waist in particular?
No,
Well,
what-
It's 34, just saying.
No, man.
Yeah. So
Giving
that's,
Davido.
that's it.
When I look into your eyes, all I see is your waist.
Wongo.
That even makes
that's
sense.
something
Kubwaji.
that song actually says.
That's what he actually says, yeah. When I look into your eyes, all I see
All I
is
see
your
is
waist.
your waist. Call it, aje,
That
kwani
was
una
a
macho
waste of
kubwa?
lyrics.
That's in you. I was like, okay.
Get it? Get it? Did you get it? Should I repeat it?
Please
Like
don't.
louder?
No,
That was a.
no,
I-
my God.
okay. Utaikata.
Punguza volume.
Yeah.
do you have any questions for the guys?
I don't have a question, but I have a comment. I am genuinely in awe of the things that you said about women. When the discussion was starting, like I was hearing all this like negative things, and some of things I could even see them within myself. And I was like, I need to change that, I need to do this, I need to do this. But how you've finished it all off, I think I have never really seen or heard that that is a perspective that men have of women. I am in awe of that, genuinely. The things you've said were beautiful. I don't think there's anything else I want to add on to that. I just wasn't aware, genuinely. I was not aware that we bring that much warmth. Paige.
That,
Simple.
Simple.
Ni kitu ngumu
Si-
kusema hii world sasa
in
hivi.
this world, in
Ngumu
this world, it's
kusema.
very difficult and
No,
to
you
say.
can.
I'm
you can-
allowed to say it because
No,
of
no,
the camera.
Package
But
it in a
that's-
very, in a very demure way.
yeah.
Say you just want her to be a girl.
well, we're just a girl.
Well, you should
I'm
have-
just
That's
a
more.
girl,
That's more
just
palatable.
Let women just be women.
That's
Let
more
men be
palatable.
men.
You're being aggressive.
Unafeel kama unanipiga ngumi.
Bana.
Oh, I have a question.
Ah,
Is it difficult for men to be loyal?
no.
So it's just propaganda.
It's always a choice. Everyone chooses who they are loyal to.
Me, I'm worried. The fact that Raf is still thinking about this answer.
Mimi nakwambia tu it's not hard. Umekuwa loyal. Maboys tumekuwa loyal to your teams, to your baba, to your gari. Yeah, man, to your fundis. You know who you're loyal to your boys.
So it's more of a choice.
You always choose. The same way women will also choose who they're loyal
Sorry.
to.
True.
Isn't loyalty a choice?
Loyalty is 100% a choice.
I was in a very stern Catholic school in primary, and we literally used to have sessions every Wednesday, and they would demonize relationships. So there was this mentality I grew up with that men are like it. I felt like it was brainwashing. If I look back from the perspective right now, it was just them teaching us how men are bad, they can never be loyal because it's in their biology, it's what. And those are things.
But you're being taught that by people who've never had men.
But now you
Who
see,
don't want to have men.
think of it
Who've
from
never
this
had men,
perspective. Even the male teachers would be there telling us that nonsense, by the way. But think of it from this perspective. I was in primary. You know how susceptible we are when we're younger. Whatever you're told, you agree, and it sticks to your subconscious mind for longer than you even are aware of.
If you don't factor in your intellect and your free will
Exactly.
as a person, then loyalty does not come easy to men, because then you're reduced to your mammalian instincts. In which case you want to sleep with whatever it is that you find attractive. But when you add your intellect and your free will, what makes you sentient, what makes your soul not as vegetative as a goat, then
Why God?
now then it becomes about the choice to continuously pursue that loyalty and subvert these inhibitions that you have to sleep around.
I think that sums it up perfectly.
You know what? Yeah, we'll leave that on that note. And if you'd want to catch more of these episodes, subscribe to follow our YouTube on across all platforms. That's Spotify, YouTube, And on socials, TikTok, Instagram. Is there anything I've left?
Yes. You
Oh.
didn't mention this space.
OnlyFans.
Well, I keep I keep
No, like-
forgetting. Special shout out to our sponsors for this episode.
Sherry Holmes.
There we go.
Okay, sir.
We even have a bit for that.
Sherry
Sherry Holmes.
I-
Night will stick.
Actually,
Thank you
Nini?
so much to Sherry Holmes. Please check
Sherry
them
Holmes.
out.
Sherry Holmes.
Check them out on our bio and on socials as well. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
There's more to follow. Bye.
Bye.
Loses.